Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another regular weekly roundup of the Inghams. This week it's going to be a cracker, I promise you. Last week there wasn't an awful lot to talk about, if I remember rightly. This week has been a sensational week because Sarah can't keep her big mouth shut. So Sarah is on the road and she's bored as usual, so she's asked the iFam some questions, and this is just a snippet of what she was asked. I chose the most fascinating questions that I could possibly get. Somebody asked Sarah, Izzy looks like she's lost weight. Any tips for a 13-year-old who is constantly worrying about hers? Now, first of all, I would say that any IFAM parent that is asking or mentioning the fact that a 16, 17-year-old child has lost weight, then I would say that's not on, really. I would be questioning my choices, right? I wouldn't want to be going around saying, oh, look at that child, haven't they lost weight? You wouldn't say that, would you? Doesn't matter if it's online or not online. Anyway, that is just by the by. For Sarah's point of view, this riled me to the ends of the earth, which is why I need an outlet to vent it. So please do bear with me whilst I vent, because this frustrated the hell out of me. Actually, it doesn't just frustrate me, it pissed me off. Straight up, it did. Right, so listen. Sarah replied, Isabel has lost weight. I don't want to share how she did it, as I wouldn't recommend it and wouldn't want to inspire other girls doing the same. But one thing I will say is keep an eye on your children, especially nowadays with the evil and dark side of social media. I'd hate to be growing up in now times where all our young see is perfect face, perfect skin textures, perfect bodies, perfect hair from so many fake and edited pictures on social media. What is the perfect anything anyway? We are who we are. Isabel receives some disgusting messages on here telling her she's fat and ugly. After a while it starts to grind you down. Doesn't matter how strong you think you are. There's quite a lot to unpack there, but I'm going to carry on. Sorry, it's a bit long. Thankfully, we're a close family who tell each other everything, and we talked through it with her before any sort of ED took over. But it so easily could have happened. It's not just Isabel getting messages like this. Chances are your children do too, because that's the world we live in now with social media. Evil and soul destroying. The constant urge to be society's perfect, but the truth is you are already perfect. You know, a couple of things, actually a few things. First of all, I'll just point out that not everybody's child is getting these messages, because everybody's children do not have random strangers sending the messages. Just going to put that out there. Right. Now this pissed me off to the nth degree, and I'll tell you for why. I hope you were listening. She said that Isabel has lost weight, but has done it in an unsafe way. Now, what's the unsafe way that she's talking about? She also mentions here that she was close to an ED, eating disorder, in case you didn't know, right? So basically saying there that Isabel lost weight unsafely, almost had an ED, and that has pissed me off a lot, because if your daughter, your child, gets to the point where they are getting that much crap thrown at them through social media or anything, that they're resorting to what is a horrible thing to go through for any child. And Sarah's saying that it's because of all kids see these days on social media is perfect bodies and perfect skin textures and all this crap, right? But that is what she puts out there. Sarah herself puts that out there. That is what she does. Every single picture that she posts is photoshopped. Okay, I mean, you've all seen the one leg fatter than the other leg sort of thing. That is what Sarah does. So how is that teaching her children? Why is she blaming everybody else on social media when she herself does it? And it's resulted in her own daughter being very close to having an ED, to the extent that she's lost weight through it. That is disgusting and disgraceful, and it absolutely pisses me off so much that she's managed to do that. And I find it so hard. I'm glad I now have this members only outlet to vent, because I find it so hard to just not snap at it. Really, it is really it's horrible. Anyway, we'll move on from there. She then goes on to give her words of wisdom to this person, and she said to him or her, "At 13, it's really sad your daughter is thinking or worrying about her weight. In our house, if we start to feel bad about ourselves, we make small changes. Cut down on daytime snacking, try eat breakfast and a healthy lunch, and I'll encourage healthier choices at mealtimes. But I never make it about weight. Not ever." Oh, she's such a good one, isn't she? She really is. The salt of the earth is our Sarah. So, for example, hey, how about we all have side salad tonight with dinner instead of chips? I bet it will give us so much more energy and make us feel healthier. I would never say because it will help us lose weight, simply because I don't think any child should have thoughts like this. We've all seen the crap that they eat, right? Really. Sarah's not the poster woman for healthy eating. She goes on to say now, I'm no expert in parenting, and I'm not claiming to be either. I wish I had all the answers. I'm just sharing my opinions here and explaining what I believe in. I'm not claiming to be right in anything I do. Everything I do. I changed it to anything. Because I'm human and I do mess up sometimes. Yeah, we know. Just like everyone else. But comments on weight and such insecurities really hit home with me, because I spent my whole childhood watching my own mum unhappy and doing every single diet going. This leads me being the exact same. I didn't want my girls growing up the same, so it's really important to me that I break the vicious cycle. In our house, no food is bad food. All food is good in moderation. Moderation, eh? Who out there? Comment below. Do you think that Sarah Ingham and family eat anything in moderation? We get on to another one now. This was more well, along the same lines as being an absolute prat, really is pushing some sort of agenda out there, honestly. She says, I want to elaborate on why I shared that the COVID vaccination wasn't safe for pregnant women yesterday. I definitely shouldn't have wrote it so bluntly, and the Gov are still recommending it's taken, even if pregnant. Like I said though, please just do your own research properly before making a decision. The Gov website does state that sufficient safety data in pregnant women cannot be provided at this time. If you feel that's a risk worth taking for yourself or family, then that's fine. But as this is noted small amongst the pages and pages that some people don't read, and you definitely won't be told this by the doctor, I feel it's important to highlight, and that's why I made my comment yesterday. Well, she has been going back and forth with such crap about the COVID, the reason why they're not vaccinated, because she mentioned that they are not actually vaccinated. It's her choice. Well, no, so the kids are not vaccinated either, but it's their choice, or it's her choice. She said it was down to personal opinion, personal choice, but she didn't say whether or not the kids actually had their personal choice, because who was telling... Basically, somebody has to have told Esme, for example, that having a vaccine isn't a good thing, for her to make the choice not to have it. Who would have said such a thing to her? Don't know. And this was worrying her. Somebody asked, why do people not just accept you didn't get vaccinated due to personal choice? Sarah, the incredible influence that she is in the world, she's an influencer, didn't you know? Because MSM, that's mainstream media, did what it set out to do, sadly. Divide the nation. No one else's business what choice you make with your own body, but somehow over the last 2 years it seems it's everyone's business. Well, a couple of things there. One is that the reason why it became everybody's business is because they needed to make sure that you weren't vaccinated if they were going to let you travel. And because if you weren't vaccinated and you had COVID and you passed it to somebody else who, you know, that was they needed to say. I think Sarah's whole problem is the fact that she wasn't allowed to travel and people were getting in her business, I think. But this whole mainstream media did what it set out to do, divide the nation. Sounds very conspiracy theorist, the sort of thing that she'll have just come across on Facebook, given her all the fake news and just making her think it just blows my mind that she is an influencer and has so much influence over the weak-minded, because it is really, really dangerous what she's doing. So dangerous. And the sooner she's gone, the better, in my opinion. Anyway, that's about all we've got time for. There was a whole vlog week. Isabel had a birthday, or a fake birthday, because it looked like possibly the day that they filmed wasn't actually her birthday. It looks that way anyway. And I mean, who does that? That's just ridiculous. If that is actually what happened, that is ridiculous. And then a few things that didn't quite add up, like in yesterday's vlog, Sarah was talking about disposable, the nappies, the reusable nappies, and she happened to be asked a question about reusable nappies the day before, the day before, and she went on to do a little section on reusable nappies after she said the day before she would. There was also a couple more mentions about other things that happened that they talked about in the vlog yesterday. She talked about in her stories on Instagram the day before. It just seems a bit messed up, and my opinion is that they're fucking about with the days and they're not what they're doing or where they are when they say they are. It's just, what a life to lead, isn't it? Anyway, I'll let you go. I'll leave you with that. I hope you've all had a lovely time. Please comment below. Let me know that you're still here and you're all watching, and just let me know how you are. And I will see you again next week for another members only video. Take care and bye bye.